Now, as I mentioned at the start of today's video, Nayib Bukele recently commented on a conversation that he had with the leader of one of the biggest multinational aid agencies in the world. Now, I decided not to disclose which agency it was from, but let's have a look at exactly how that conversation went. So Nayib Bukele said that he was talking with a multilateral agency. Now, he said he wouldn't say which one, but I know El Salvador are currently talking to the IMF about another loan, so it potentially could have been the IMF. And the representative from this organisation said, please be careful dealing with your war on gangs, because there is a gang economy. Now, Nayib Bukele was a bit surprised by this comment and asked him what did he mean. And the guy said, well, whether you like it or not, the gangs are their own dark economy. If there are 70,000 gang members, that's 70,000 jobs, in inverted commas. That's what he said. Which means there are 70,000 households depending on those jobs. And these gangs maintain an illegal economy, trafficking drugs and weapons, committing extortion, homicides, and lots of other crimes. But they also underpin a legal economy. They buy mobile phone credit, motorcycles, beer, weapons, food for their families' television sets, entertainment, internet, and all that revenue is going to fail. And then there's another legal economy depending on these gangs, alarm companies, security agents, and if you remove that layer from the economy all at once, then El Salvador's GDP will drop. And in response to this, Nayib Bukele said, well, if that's what it takes, then that's what we'll do. If I was diagnosed with cancer and the treatment required surgery and chemotherapy, if my body had to take a hit, I would take it. I'll be weak and bruised, I'll have an operation, I'll have chemotherapy, but I'll get rid of that cancer, and then I can recover and have a better life. That's what's going to happen for El Salvador. We're going to take an economic hit to stop crime, but then we'll get healthy and recover what we've lost and more, because the right incentives will be in place for society. Youth wouldn't be incentivized to steal or kill, or to say, why go to school when I can collect extortion? Why go to school when I can steal? Or why go to school when I can join a gang? And another youth felt that there was no point going to school if he was going to be mugged or harassed, or even killed for refusing to join a gang. Women selling vegetables in the market saw no reason to grow their business if it just meant paying more extortion. If somebody bought a motorcycle, that would just raise extortion in their community or neighbourhood. If they bought a car, they would have to pay even more. There were no incentives for doing the right thing. All of the incentives were perverse. So by eliminating the gangs, we've turned those incentives around. Now stealing, killing, or being a gang member will land you in prison. But if you work, you won't have to pay extortion to grow your business. The vegetable vendors can buy more and expand their stalls. Women selling sandwiches can buy another grill and make more sandwiches, even hire some staff. Nobody's going to come to extort them at their place of business or in their communities for buying a motorcycle or a car, for buying a television, or for wearing nicer clothes. Now we have the right incentives for our society. Youth no longer have incentives to join the gangs. I don't know how gangs will recruit people now. And despite the advice that we were given by that multilateral institution, we decided to go ahead with our war on gangs. And surprisingly, by the end of 2022, our GDP hadn't fallen. It has risen. It's climbed instead of falling. We eliminated that large swathe of the economy with those 70,000 jobs in inverted commas, and those 70,000 households that depended on those illegal jobs, with all of that legal and illegal consumption, and all of that lost revenue. Our GDP should have fallen, but it didn't. We avoided the fall. We cured the cancer without suffering the ravages of chemotherapy.